Hey folks. Yeah, as you probably seen in the previous videos, I have today bought a PS4 finally. And I have to say that it lives up to everything it's been living up to since it's debuted a little over a year ago. Yeah. Hard to believe that I bought it basically about a week or a few days after it celebrated its birthday, if you will. It's kind of hard to believe that. But I did. And and like I said, it lives up to everything people say it lives up to. I mean, the graphics are far better than they've ever been. I mean, any game that's been on the previous gen console, when it gets put on the new ones, it's like there's a major difference, especially with the PS4. The controllers are very similar in many ways to certain games that you play on the Xbox system. You know, especially when it comes to the WWE games, they're a lot different. They're a lot similar, a little bit more different, but mostly similar in many ways. It just what it is when you're used to one controller for as long as I've been used to it. It takes a while to get back into the rhythm of another. For 6 years I've been so used to the Xbox controller that I would still play my PS2 back in sometimes I'd play NCAA football and that would be it. Sometimes I played the Kim Possible game that I have, and yeah, I do have one. So if you don't like it, if you don't like it, that's your opinion. Uh, but yeah, I would play some games still on there, and that's not bad because the graphics there look good too. But now you take a look at what you have with the PS4, and it's just far better than I think anybody can imagine. Yeah, there might be some issues at times. I think people will notice that. I didn't see any issues with mine. The only thing I will say, and I know I'm not the only one that says this, I did not buy the in-store warranty at my store. I didn't buy it. The reason I didn't buy it is mainly because of the fact that sometime down the line you can always get the warranty again. You just got to bring in the receipt and say, hey, I want to add on the warranty. Is that okay? And I'm pretty sure it'll be all right. Um, but yeah, that's basically what it is. So for me, it's just this has just been something that I've been wanting to get my hands on since it was announced, last year. This is something I've been wanting to, play for a while, since it was announced last year. And, last year I didn't have a job. I wasn't working. And even if I wanted to get it, I couldn't. I mean, I'll give you a scenario. If I would have gotten the damn thing, my mom wouldn't have been happy with it. And I know a lot of you watching may be questioning why I keep bringing her up. Well, here's the reason. We both live under the same roof. Now, some of you might say, well, it's time for you to move out. It's time for you to get your own house. It's time for you to get your own apartment. Here's the thing. If I may be truthful. Here's the thing, if I may be truthful. That sounds all good and everything, but in this economy, especially when you have things like Melrose and stuff like that, sometimes financially, living together or living with family or somebody helps out in the end, financially. If you're both willing to work on both ends. Me and my mom, we have, a decent work ethic here. We both pay our half of what needs to be taken care of. I take care of the cable. I give her my monthly share of the rent. sometimes she lets me cut back on it if she has to borrow a little extra at times, for things that like gas or bills, something like that. She lets me cut back on it. So in the end, it all helps out. It all kind of averages out. If you catch my drift, it all averages out. Um, so that's why I live with her, because we both help each other. Um, and she understands in a sense that I'm working now. That now that I'm working, it's my money. I can do what I want with it, and there's not really much she could say about it. It's like a couple of days ago. Um, I came home and you've seen the Blu-ray update, the big Black Friday blowout. I came back with all those Blu-rays, and my mom was like, when I told her how much it was, she was like, "Oh my gosh!" But then she's like, "It's your money, and it's kind of an investment, because it is." One, you're not going to see the Blu-rays at that price anymore. Well, not until maybe the end of the holiday season, when they bring them back out. You're not going to see Blu-rays and DVDs at that price anymore. So, like I said, to the end of the holidays. But that's why I did it, because this way we get them out of the way, we're done, and we can focus on taking care of everybody else. And that's my strategy. That's my strategy, is to focus on everybody else now. I mean, I look at my mom, and she's like, she wants me to get her this easel set, this little artistic easel set. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. It's no big deal. You know, I can do that. So, in the long run, that's, what I'm going to do for her. There's two other major gifts I want to get for my sister's families. Basically, they're going to be the same gift, and they're going to be something that they don't have, as far as I know. So that way, they won't be, as they would say, left out in the cold when it comes to something that me and my mom already have. I've actually had since since the beginning of February, or since around February, midpoint of this year, and I guess you're going to count the PS4 because it's got Blu-ray capability as well. I don't want them to miss out. And what I think, the Blu-ray, I'm thinking of getting them, they're going to enjoy, because it's got everything. The Blu-rays that I'm thinking of getting them has a lot of things in it at a decent price. It's got all the streaming services they would like. It's got the Facebooks. It's got the Pandoras. It's got the Hulas. It's got everything. So hopefully, if they're watching, they kind of have an idea of what's coming their way. They just don't know when. The major issue, I think anybody would have with me going out and doing what I did today is why. And it's like I said, it's something I've had planned for a while. It's like as soon as I got this job, as soon as God provided this job for me, it's like He opened the door. He opened the door to, not only financially being better off in the future, but finally being able to do things that I haven't been able to do before. Like earlier, midway, what was it? Back in August, I think it was August or July, I can't remember. We went, I don't know if it was August, I don't know, it was earlier this year. We went to an A's Giants game in Oakland. And financially, last year, I wouldn't have been able to do it. This year, I did. And I'm happy to say that I was able to accomplish that. So like I said, I'm happy to say that I was able to accomplish that. But like I said, in the long run, it's about the fact that God has given me this opportunity, and I praise Him because of that. I've praised him. My mom has praised him. Those that have been hoping for me to get a job have praised him because I've gotten this opportunity. I'm happy to have it. I'm happy to be working now. And another reason I was able to do what I did today is because I looked a month or so in advance, a few months in advance, and there were times that my SSDI check, my SSI check, and even my work check would all be coming in at the same time. Now, in the past, I could have done this, but a lot of things came up. There was the passing of my grandmother in Kansas. There was the fact that, I had to help my mom out sometimes with bills. She would go to places like Cash Advance if she needed to borrow maybe something to help out. She would do all this. And I would have to pay her back. I had to pay my sisters back. There was a lot of things that got in the way. But they were necessary. They were things I had to take care of. So when I looked at this, it's almost like God was telling me, this is your reward. This is your reward for a job well done this year, for helping your mother out, for getting this job. This is for helping your mother out, helping your family out, being and doing what you are doing at your job. This is your reward for finally overcoming 7 years, almost 7 years, or 6.5 years of being jobless. Here's your reward. And I'm thankful for that. I look at it as something that I've achieved. I look at it as something that I've achieved and I've worked towards. And by calculating and looking financially at what was going to be afterwards, I pretty much settled in to the point that everything's going to be okay. From a financial standpoint, everything's going to be okay. And this is why I got the PS4. Another way, like I said, that I look at it, is it lets me get this portion, this achievement, this reward out of the way and focus on Christmas and seeing what I can get for my family. That is an achievement. That is something that nobody can take away. My sisters at times when they earn money, and they earn a lot of money, they go out and the reward for them after a few weeks of working and they got a decent check, sometimes their reward is, hey, we're going to go to Reno, we're going to go to Vegas, and we're going to stay there for the weekend. And they do it because they've earned that. My oldest sister will buy a seasonal pass to Disneyland. She'll use it a couple of times, even though some people might get sick and tired of going. She'll still use it because she's earned that. Hold on for a sec. Like I said, she's earned that. My mom will go out, and even if it's not that much, she'll buy a few things here and there. It's because she's earned it. She's earned these opportunities. She's earned these shots, if you will. This is what you earn for. It's the door that God has opened up for us. And I thank Him for this. Do I think I'll ever get another opportunity like this again? Maybe down the line, yes. But right now, this is a moment I've been waiting for. Just playing the system for the first time says it all. So, if anybody wants to know why I got a PS4, there's your answer.